everybody, I am Tom and you are watching me play Baldur's Gate 3. In the last episode, I let a hag pop out my eye, which was probably a bad decision because I now can't land critical hits and I have disadvantage on perception checks. But I want to explore this bog a bit more. I don't think this is running water, so I think Astarion is fine.
What's that?
There are spike traps under the water. Hopefully my party is smart enough to avoid them. Have a look this way. Seemingly nothing of particular interest, other than a path I could have taken without walking through the bog. Now I think I saw this way. There were some beasties, right? Maybe not. Maybe I'm thinking of somewhere else. Astarion is going a very long way to avoid crossing. That made me jump. There's one thing I wish I could do is make him walk through... Jesus. I'm gonna die. It's no longer bleeding though, so that's something. Just drink 2 potions because apparently I have to. There's a thing over here of some description. And some woodwords. Interestingly. I'm tempted to go investigate the woodwords for no other reason than I can investigate the woodwords. They look like they're kind of just hanging, but at the same time, well, it's me, so I have to... God damn it, he's rotting. Whatever. I'm gonna explore this place just a bit. Oh, what are you? Methods. Interesting. Elementals, right? Yep. Mud method. Like the weakest form of elemental you can have, and then there's some woodwords. So I guess this is like a kind of sacred grove type area? I don't know, let's see if I can jump. I wonder if Lizelle could jump across because literally just cannot reach. How does one get over there then? This seems like the only obvious spot to get. Over here, maybe? Either that or I just need a character with higher strength, because they can jump further. Goddamn Astarion still dying. Let's head over here. Down here, maybe. Have a look at Astarion. Go this way for me, buddy. Tiny bit of flowing water there. It is a hell of a weakness, I'm gonna say. Not being able to cross running water. It's just a pain. I don't know how you would get over to those woodwords. It is possible that it's literally just you need to have a higher strength, so Lizelle might be able to pull it off. But unless I can get my whole party over there, I don't necessarily want to try and fight them. So, let's have a look at this map. There's woodwords over here, but other than that, We've explored pretty much everything in the swamp. I need to explore up this way, so that's the way I'm going to go next. Where's it up? Here. Watch out for that snare. Good. Now I think Asterion is fine here. Yes, because it's not running water. Bog water he's fine with. Running water is where he runs into problems. Traveler's chest. An adult frog. Fair enough. Let's go talk to this adult frog, shall we?
The frog's entire body shakes. It ribbits erratically, as if in pain.
Come here, it's alright. So I've realised now how this game actually does checks, by the way. See here, if you actually hover over this, it tells you the roll target is 10. I assumed this is what they were doing, but this is confirmation of it. So the actual target is 10, but I get +3 from my wisdom of 16, and I get +2 because I'm proficient. So that lowers it by 5. It actually lowers the target. That way you're only just reading off whatever you roll on the d20. I think I would prefer it the other way, but I can see why they've done it this way, because it makes it more simple. You're rolling a d20, you just need to know what you've got to hit.
Away, croaking a warning, eyes wide in terror.
Who's a good froggy? %? The hell is this thing's dexterity? 16 dexterity, that'll do it. Interesting. I do have a melee weapon. 0%. Sacred Flame. Sacred Flame. Asterion is still fucked. Projectile deflected. Oh, it has mirror image up. I just can't see the mirror images. Interesting. Vampire Bite. Interesting. You suck the blood from a living creature and regain 2d4 hit points. The target takes 2d4 piercing unless it is unconscious or you are hiding. Biting a creature does not break stealth. Interesting. Very interesting. Yeah, it's fine. There we go, there are its mirror images. Why does Asterion refuse to... 22 damage from this tiny little frog? Also hilarious that I'm having trouble with a frog. Reflective mucus is interesting. Let's get out of the difficult terrain, shall we? Missed, but he's on fire. Asterion up. Which means Asterion can at least try and run out of here. Yeah, you can't really do much. You, I guess, walk up this way and then Sacred Flame it again. Weird. Random addled frog. Interesting. Well, I think I've now completely explored this place. How many spells you got left? A few. Not worth a second level. Cure wounds on Lizelle. How many potions do I have? I think I have a few, right? 7, that'll do. Puts her pretty much to full, and you just drink 2 potions, probably. Cool. Pretty much both at full. Alright, so we've now explored the entirety of this fetid bog. Which is something. Reinforced stuff, huh? What does reinforced mean? Protects against criticals. I wish these gave me more specifics on what they actually did, but Lizelle can wear it. I'm also tempted to give her a greatsword. What do I need? Inventory. What is the button N for character sheet, apparently? He looks a bit ridiculous with the helmet, but whatever. So what's her AC? 16. So if I give her the longsword, I can give her longsword and shield, which puts her at 18 AC, which is pretty damn good. But I think I prefer the 2d6 from the greatsword. What was it? N. Yeah, we'll take 2d6. Sure. 2d6 plus 3. Definite strength weapon. I think I'm good with that. Alright, so. Now, where to go? I kind of want to go to the goblins next, I suppose. There's also areas up here I could explore. Priestess Gut, Goblin Camp, Githyanki Patrol. So let's go to the Blighted Village. Cool. How do you have so many problems? It lasts for 24 turns and then it re-comes on. I mean, I can fix this. Burns a second level spell slot to fix it though, which is a pain in the dick. Fixed. Alrighty then. So let's head to the goblin camp, shall we? May not work out that well for us, but I'm going to do it anyway. I'll give a quick save just in case. Kind of want to explore the outskirts first. But I'm actually just going to walk to the bridge. Let's go talk to these guys.
Goblins ahead. We'll need a cover story.
Not really, I'm planning to just tell them the truth.
Look it, Claw. Sapper's here.
Unless you got another reason to be here. Feck shite.
As the symbol glows, power courses through you. Authority.
This is cool. Let's do this. Beautiful animal. Did she belong to the Nordirland Warg Arta family?
How'd you know? Dumb as a rock, but world class at tearing the throats out of wee ones, she is. Rest of her litter's inside in the pens. Beautiful beasts.
I've never seen a pack up close, always wanted to.
Be a shame if you came all this way without having a look. But I can't let you pass just like that. Celebrating a raid, we are. You'll need to wear our war colours. Nice to have this across the mug. Ought to do it.
Why not? Got any designs in mind?
Whatever calls you.
I'm really tempted. Smear the dung across your face. It's not your first time.
I can't believe you did it! You stupid idiot! Go on, mate. Enjoy the festivities. You earned it.
Noise coming from behind you, good or bad?
Depends who you are. We're celebrating a raid. No better time in camp than this. Get yourself a bit of fun before it dries up.
Cool. Hey, Claw.
Next time!
Wearing me muck. Muck on ya. Good muck.
Ain't fair!
Good old wargs. Small claw and small claw. That's hilarious. Novice Poos.
Looking good, you dunga!
Like, I knew he was tricking me, but at the same time, it was hilarious.
Good smell. Back smell. Smell like Papa. Papa?
Interesting here, I'm wondering whether I can talk to them because I can speak to animals, although I don't have the spell up now. Nah, it's just because they're wargs. Wargs, ordinarily, I think they speak goblin? And they sometimes speak, like, infernal or abyssal, I think. Because I think they're technically slightly demonic. As far as creatures go. Let's have a look at the map here. So I guess their main camp is up this way. This is where all their novosi are. And this path heads up to, like, nothing, I guess? I guess we can explore all this later. Let's head to, their main camp, I guess. Also, I have to worry less about the wargs, because I'm covered in warg dung.
This is tiring, Shadowheart. By all means leave if I am so distasteful.
I'd rather not turn my back on you, if it's all the same.
They really don't like each other.
Sounds like they've captured themselves a bard.
Hey, Volo.
Oh, a stranger in a fair camp.
Hello, Warlock.
Grab a drink before you see the priestess, Smacker. The branding stings something proper.
Can this priestess heal people too, or does she just brand them?
Seen her carve more folk than she's cured. Still, she's a chosen of the absolute now. See for yourself. Head inside and follow the sound of squealing novices. Sing the saucy one about the bugbear and the ogre.
Sharp Eye, Tracker, Sharp Eye, Gribbo.
Goblin kind.
Back up!
Alright. I'm gonna give save here, because I imagine this is gonna end badly.
With fragulous crown and with scepter abraid, draw Ragslin, short work of the innkeeper made. The inn burnt to ash. The captives were many. Goblin kind had reduced them to cowering filfenny. So raise it, your goblets, and drain them with pride. Draw Ragslin, the true soul, had led you glide.
Fragulous? Galide? I don't know this language.
Come on, you turnip!
quite so. Now, if you'll excuse me... Draw Ragslin, draw Ragslin, I am draw Ragslin, Tumptuous, draw Ragslin,
You broke him!
Wait, wait, draw Ragslin, we pray, we...
Come on, pigeon! Back to your cage.
Bravo!
Who's that? Friend of yours? You up to something?
Oh, certainly not. What are you doing? I'm busy here.
You lying.
To you? Never. Come, let's continue our ballad. Draw Ragslin, draw Ragslin, I am draw Ragslin, wait, wait.
Come on, pigeon. Back to your cage.
It's got a beak like any other chicken, don't it? Let's just bloody play.
I'm waiting to see if he actually goes back.
Idiots.
Away from the wings. Reckon it can fly?
Yes, not fool me.
No. Too fat. Go on. Give the wolves some dragons is fat and they fly far. But it's massive.
I'm gonna watch where they put him.
Still just a bib.
Because I probably will rescue him at some point, because he's Volo. And Volo is amazing. The bugbear over here. Belokum North.
You was brilliant in the raid.
Hello.
I ain't paid to talk. Keep walking.
Fair enough. Hello? Shadowheart.
We have to find Halsin before it's too late. I doubt these goblins care much for their prisoners' welfare.
Sooner we find him, the better.
There's a lot of goblins here. Let's try to get as close to him as we can without picking a fight.
Pretty much my thinking. There's a waypoint here, which is useful. And I guess... Priestess Gut and Volo are in the same spot. We saw this from the,
More Selûnite markings. No worshippers left there.
Interesting. We saw this from the other gameplay demo. I think he came up this way. Interesting. I'm not gonna talk to Crusher. I'm kinda gonna do my thing and leave for the most part. Hello, Golden.
No, go inside. Inside. Boring.
Telling me you can't go inside, or just not to go inside?
Selûna. As if mingling with a horde of goblins wasn't bad enough. Let's do what we have to do, then get out of here.
What's the problem?
Selûna's a bad omen. Just look what's befallen her temple. Though, I'll grant it must have been impressive once, in all its profane glory. Until someone raised it. No matter. I'll breathe easier once we're clear of this place.
You seem to admire whoever left this place in ruin. Got something to say?
Only that you're overthinking a simple deduction I made.
You're hiding something. Explain what's going on now. 19. Woo!
Spare me your dramatics. I already told you all there is to tell. Let's go.
The interesting part here is I know why she doesn't like Selûna. It's because she's a cleric of Shah. And Shah and Selûna really don't like each other.
You smell like an... Oi! Ain't no party in here. We're doing the Absolute's work.
State your business. Now.
As the symbol glows, power courses through you. Authority.
I'm here to talk to I'm not here to talk to a lowly guard. Target of 1. Okay.
Something stirs deep within you, hungry and alert. It's taking something you'll never get back.
Interesting.
Oh, beg pardon. You must be here to join the other true souls. Please, go right ahead.
I'm not gonna tempt fate by asking her what the fuck a true soul is.
Oh, come on now. They're just having a bit of fun.
Aye, so much fun.
True soul gut. I guess that's Priestess gut, isn't it?
Do you feel her
Smells like burnt flesh in here.
I only hear. Now here's somebody special. The Absolute has touched you, hasn't she? Priestess Gut needs to touch you too. Hold out your arm so I can mark your flesh.
I'm sure the mark has a purpose.
Shows our devotion to the Absolute. These maggots see how strong we are with her guidance. Whole camp will be branded soon, and you should be too. You ready? Brace yourself. This'll sting.
Yeah, sure.
Hold still.
As the pain muddles your thoughts, your minds become entangled. A familiar sensation. She too carries a parasite.
Let's have the connection.
Your minds brush against one another, but are swiftly parted.
Don't want to get intimate in front of the novices. Fair enough. Got some weird shadows in your head. Maybe I can help with that. Us true souls gotta look out for one another.
Can we talk privately? This is a sensitive matter.
Of course. Don't want this rabble interfering with true soul business. Let's go to my chapel.
Priestess, we want the mark.
Yeah, ain't we good enough for the Absolute?
Interesting. I have a feeling she's not going to want to remove the thing from my head, considering that she's, you know... Interesting. Set of Elven Guard. Talk to them later, I guess.
Oi, come here. I ain't waiting around.
Sure, I'm just going to close that door.
Ready to clear your head?
What exactly are you going to do?
Whatever the Absolute tells me to. Don't worry, she loves you. I can tell.
Sure.
Don't want a crowd of gawpers. Everybody else needs to leave.
Wow, it's dark in here. When you go to someone without dark vision, it's noticeable. Sure.
Ready to clear your head?
Sure.
Smart. All you need to do is open yourself to the Absolute. And I'll do the rest.
Psionic feelers creep across your mind, like a pickpocket's fingers seeking flaws in fabric.
Allow her to rummage through your memories.
Sifting deeper, she sees the mind flayer holding a wriggling tadpole to your eye. And then the vision lurches, and you are looking through her eyes as a tadpole squirms into her skull.
Helps! We need to fish that thing out before it eats any important parts of your brain.
Pretty sure one of those parasites is squirming in your head too.
No. It's messing with your brain. You're seeing things, probably hearing voices too, yeah?
Fine, get out.
Don't you worry. I've got everything I need to fix you. Might get a bit messy, though.
What exactly does your plan involve?
It involves you putting your trust in the Absolute. Simple.
Blind faith, huh? Alright.
You won't regret this. Being a true soul, you know the Absolute don't like to touch nothing unclean. So drink this. It'll purify ya.
You recognize telltale flecks of werejackal blood. It's a potion of sleep.
Drink the potion. I'm immune to sleep, bitch.
This could have gone easy for you. Not now, though. I'll tear you to shreds.
And Gastarian should be able to make this jump, because I think he has a longer jump. Over here. She stopped sneaking, which kind of sucks. Interesting. Let's backstab him. And then Lysel. Missed, but what you gonna do? Alright, so now it's my turn. What I'm looking for here is some kind of height advantage. Like maybe I can climb onto this. Let's see if that gives me a height advantage. No, it doesn't. Nevertheless, it's not a horrible position. I think it's worth a hunter's mark here. The novices are heading up. Sneak attack. It's a lot of goblins, but I think I can take them all out. There's more people entering this fight as we go, by the way, which is why it keeps breaking things up. It should fix itself, I think. I think after a certain amount of time of trying to calculate, it just cancels. Seems to, anyway. Let's give it a quick save here, anyway. I guess I'll cycle through my characters and see if any of them have an action. Okay. They seem to be moving correctly now. Shadowheart, get up here. I kind of break their AI, I think. That'll help. Are these guys technically in battle? I'm just gonna wait until they get here. In fact, I think I'm gonna open the door. And hope that these ogres start fighting with me. They're in the battle. Seems like the best place to use them. Best 500 gold I ever spent. I now have 3 ogres on my team. They have longbows. I've been looking for a longbow for a long time. A sacred flame here. The invisible one, see what she does. I guess you just don't see what she does. Yeah, there you go. I really can't get where I want to go. I can get here. And I guess I can probably, like... Kinda need to wait for the ogres to do something. Bane is a pain in the ass. I'll crack your skull like an egg. Starion, right over here, bud. You'll probably get some... Not quite. Cast guidance on yourself. Don't think that actually worked on anyone. Seems like a dangerous plan. I'm gonna do it anyway. They need to fix that. It's a pain in the ass. Don't need a menacing attack, I think just normal attack will do. Did Starion just go down? He did. He goes down a lot. I really need a lump to get out of the doorway. This ogre can cast spells? He is enlightened. This is a big ass battle, by the way. Fucking Lysel is asleep. Missed the witch bolt, which is good. Shadowheart, I'm gonna need you to do a healing word here. What's he on now? 4. Who goes in front of him? Enough people that he could die again. Might get shot with an arrow here. Nope. Lightning arrow. Well done, Jock. I think this guy's just like running the fuck away. Okay. So you're alive. Drink a greater healing potion. That was a bad roll on a greater healing potion, but whatever. Torturous spike. That'll work. Then move over here. Myself still asleep, which kind of sucks. What do you throw? Acid. Woohoo! I love the fact this ogre can cast spells. It's fantastic. I feel like he'd be doing more damage if he just hit things, but, you know, he's enlightened. Can't hit anything from where she is, I don't think. Might be the first time in a very long time. Managed to get one of the ogres asleep. Must be this one. No attack of opportunity, interestingly. I guess he wasn't quite close enough. Wasn't quite close enough. There's a lot of stuff happening here. Not a lot of it is, necessarily... I kind of want to get out of the electricity. Make it to here. There's a torturer over here. Do I want to burn my second level spell for 10 HP? It's 5d6. It seems like a waste. But 1d8's not going to do it. Fuck it. Damn. 42 damage I just did there, by the way. Alright, so my character died, unfortunately. These guys do not miss. Damn. Asterion. Can you make it to me to get me up? Can if I do this. Oh, it gets me up, and then I can run back this way. Honestly, I could let the ogres do all the work if I really wanted to, but... Lysel... I mean, this thing has a pretty big AC, because it's got a shield, but at the same time... 11 damage. It's not bad. Come on, lump. That's interesting. He throws acid and then he moves in range. They killed an ogre. Interesting. Also hit his teammate who was invisible, which is hilarious. Frank died. So he does an acid arrow, as I was saying before, and then moves up into melee range, so if they try and run, then he gets an attack of opportunity. Which is smart. Time to get in the fray. Alright, see, this is interesting here. So there's a 100% chance to hit this guy with Sacred Flame. The reason that is because this is a dexterity saving throw, and because they're prone, they automatically fail all their dexterity saving throws. Unfortunately, I rolled a 1 on damage, because of course I did. It's Sacred Flame, that's all it ever rolls. This would have been incredibly difficult without the ogres. She may fall over if she tries to walk further into that ice. Okay. So I need to heal. That's something I need to do. Alternatively, I can give myself Fire Breath. Really? Let's have a look at this, actually. I think that was the lowest amount I could have healed. 5 points is like the lowest, right? What's a healing potion again? It's 2d4 plus 2. I got 3, so I got a 1 and a 2. So not quite the lowest, but pretty damn close. 65 for that, or Sacred Flame is 100%, so take the Sacred Flame. Yeah, sure. Perfect. Asterion. Unfortunate. Quite unfortunate there, buddy. Alright, Lysel. I think we're pretty good. I think we're probably going to lose this guy. Frank was the other one. Which one's this one? Okay, I might be able to save him, actually. Actually, I have no healing. So no, I cannot save him. Sacred Flame. Which one's close to this one? I only need to hit 1 damage. Perfect. Alright, I should be able to walk... Okay, so shoot. 5 damage, great. Walk around this corner. Go to hide. Chalk is still alive. Good work, Chalk. Unfortunate miss. Starion. Sneak first. Failed the sneak, apparently. Both times. I mean, I can't quite make it to this person. Also, apparently I have no actions. I guess I was prone. End turn, I guess. This ogre knows mirror image. I would not have been able to beat this ogre, by the way. Just want to point that out. Fucking mage ogre. That's amazing, and I love it in pretty much every way. I don't think she really knows what to do, because she's missed like 2 turns. So I think she's confused. She's plotting her next move, though, so that's a thing. This obviously is all early access stuff. It's hopefully going to be cleared up by the time we get to release. Reapply my Hunter's Mark. Pin down shot. Missed, unfortunately. Woo! Run out here. Go to hide. Can't hide here for some reason. I don't know why that is. I don't think she's actually here. I think she's here. I think it's balked. I think that's why she can't run properly. I also think that's why I'm failing hiding. I think she's actually probably facing this way as well. I think there's something wrong with her. Yeah, because I can hide here. Interesting. Lizelle is kind of broken because she's mid-attack. It's fine. I assume everything will be fine after we finish this. Sure. Perfect. We just leveled up, which is actually max level for this game, I think. So she's going to be plotting her move for a while, and I should just be able to pick her off, I think. Plotting her next move for a while, but, you know. Ogres certainly came in handy. Would have been nigh impossible otherwise. I'm going to give guidance to her. My hope was that would reset her, but it didn't. See, look, if I yeah, okay. No, still doesn't. I don't know what's going on with that. Doesn't matter too much, though, because I can come out, shoot her. Do a bunch of damage, come back. Hide. Come on, Chalk, finish it.
Another parasite. And I thought it was special.
The deal is done. Shall we extend our contract?
Let's take this and be ready when I call you again.
Consider it a deal, my morsel. You know my terms. Sound the horn when you are ready.
This is amazing. I literally just have fucking ogre mercenaries. That is so fucking cool. Oh, Larian, you're amazing. The Absolute's wayward. Blood is smeared across the shield's face, exalting wearers who bear the Absolute's mark, and blighting those who don't. Interesting, I technically have the Absolute's mark, stained by blood and gifted to only the most faithful of true souls to help preserve their lives. When the wearer has less than 20% of their hit points left and deals damage, they gain 1d8 hit points. That's pretty good. Accrued mace. It's bludgeoning rather than slashing damage. We get a key, potion of sleep, an onyx, potion of greater healing, rancid note. Let's read that. That slobber-chopped druid who was nosing around ain't just some tomb-robbing adventurer type. Calls himself Halsin. Ugly name for an ugly bastard. I had a little word or two with him before the lashes put his hairy ass in the pens. Said he thinks there's something rotting inside us, inside me. Reckons he can help get rid of the rot. I told him we don't need any help from nobody. Never did, and especially not now the Absolute's taken a shine to us. I say there's something rotten inside him soon enough. There's a lot of rancid meat down in the pens, and when we cut him open, I'll make sure he stays alive long enough for the maggots to make a nest in him. Damn. So we stole all that shit. I'm gonna loot all these people. And then we're gonna level up. +1 greatsword. +1 rapier. +1 chain shirt. Well. This was worth it. Talk about... Sorry, Frank. Feel bad about that. Did he have a whole hog's head? He did indeed. Good old ogres. So I am gonna literally just loot all of these people. Also, probably heal myself. Just a tad. Potion. Drink the potion, and then take a short rest. Well, this was, advantageous. I should have healed Frank. That's what I'm learning. I'm very slow at the moment. And I think that's because I'm overburdened to shit. Let's have a look. Probably. Alright. Mysterious artifact. That is Shadowheart, so she can keep it. She's at 138. She's pretty much full. I think this... Chainsaw +1. It's medium armor. And it doesn't give... Right, but the dexterity bonus is only 2. At the same time, I'm proficient with medium armor. So this is an upgrade, right? Let's see. Go to my character sheet. Because my SA is currently 14. If I put on this chain shirt, it's 16. Yeah, that sounds like a good idea. Greatsword +1 is probably better for Lysel, alright. So this is 2d6 +1, that's straight better as far as I can tell. Magic sword better than a regular sword. +1 rapier. 1d8 +1. Maybe better than having a short sword and a dagger. I don't think rapiers are light, are they? No. They're finesse weapons, so 1d8 +1 versus 1d6 +1d4. It's got a range of 2 to... that's better. I think dual wielding is still better than having a magic rapier. The difference here being that a rapier, I can't have a dagger in my second hand because it isn't a light weapon, so I can't dual wield with it. That's the difference there. Shadowheart. Shield. I mean, honestly... yeah, not a whole lot I can upgrade her there with. This, anything useful here? Crude club is effectively just a mace. Nothing of particular interest. When the wearer has less than 20, I don't trust it because I'm not technically in favor with the absolute or whatever. Alright, so I'm going to do some inventory management. I'm going to be back in a sec. Alright, we're back. I'm no longer over encumbered, I don't think. Nope. All my characters are under encumbered, which isn't really a word, but anyway. But we have a level 4 level up, so I'm pretty sure that means we can get a feat if we want. Ooh, so get the following. We have 32 hit points, which is nice. So we can get an ability score improvement, which would be good. We could do 2 into dexterity, which would make us 18 dex, which isn't bad. But I think I'm going to go feat, because I want to see what feat we have. So we have athlete, increased strength or dexterity. I'm going to go through all the ones available, just for tutorial. Excuse me, for tutorial purposes. So we have athlete, increased strength and dexterity by 1 to a maximum of 20. When you are prone, standing up uses less movement. We have defensive duelist. When you are attacked with a melee attack, you use your reaction to increase your armor class, potentially causing the attack to miss. Dual wielder, gain +1 bonus to your armor class while wielding a melee weapon in each hand. You can use 2 weapon fighting even if your weapons aren't light. I think I know that Astarian's going to grab that one. Great Weapon Master. When a melee attack scores a critical hit or kills a creature, you can make another melee attack as a bonus action when attacking with heavy weapons you are proficient with. Attack rolls take a -5 penalty, but their damage increases by 10. That's cool. Heavily armored, gain proficiency with heavy armor and increase your strength score by 1 to a maximum of 20. Lightly armored, gain proficiency with light armor and increase your strength and dexterity by 1 to dexterity by 1 to a maximum of 20. I keep saying and, it's actually or in all of these cases. So you get light armor proficiency and you gain strength or dexterity +1. Magic Initiate. For each of these we have Cleric, Warlock and Wizard. For Cleric, gain a spell slot of level 1 that is restored on a long rest. Learn 2 cantrips and 1 first level spell from the Cleric spell list. Your spellcasting modifier for these is Wisdom. For Warlock and Wizard, this is the same, except Charisma, and it's from the Warlock spell list, and Intelligence, and it's from the Wizard spell list. Other than that, they're all the same. Kind of useful. Next we have Martial Adept. Learn 2 maneuvers from the Battle Master archetype and receive 1 additional superiority die to fuel them. You regain expended superiority dice after a short or long rest, so you can give yourself essentially a Battle Master skill. Useful even if you are a Battle Master, because you can get the one that you missed, which is useful. Mobile, your speed increases when you use the dash action. Difficult terrain doesn't slow you down. Moreover, if you move after making a melee attack, you don't provoke an opportunity attack from your target. Moderately armored, gain proficiency in medium armor and shields, and your strength and dexterity score increases by 1 to a maximum of 20. Shieldmaster, gain +2 bonus to dexterity saving throws when wielding a shield. If a spell forces you to take a dexterity saving throw, you can use your reaction to shield yourself. On a successful save, you take no damage. Quite good. Skilled, you gain proficiency in any combination of 3 skills of your choice. Useful. Tough, hit point maximum increases by 2 for each level. So we're level 4, so that's 8 hit points that you would add. And then we have Weapon Master. Increase your strength or dexterity by 1 to a maximum of 20 and gain proficiency with 4 weapons of your choice. Alright, so I kind of read them out because I'm probably going to separate it and put it into a separate video. Unfortunately, they don't have the one I wanted, which was Archer. There's one that gives you a special archer ability that makes you overpowered as fuck as a ranger, and they don't have it in there. Having said that, I don't really know what I want now. It's possible I could just take the increase into my dex. That's a definite possible. Alternatively, I could take some wizard spells, or some warlock spells, or some cleric spells. They're all kind of useful. There's a few here that I'm interested in, but I don't know how much, to be honest. I think, honestly, for her, I think we're just going to go ability score improvement. And then we're just going to bump Dex twice to give it an 18. That gives her +4 on her attacks and her damage. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with that, I think. Somewhat boring comparatively. Now we go to Shadowheart. She definitely wants a feat. For starters, she gets a new cantrip. I think... Interesting. That's an interesting way of doing thaumaturgy. Grants advantage on imitation and performance checks. I think I'll just go with light. That's fine. Prepared spells, probably fine. I have Bane. I need to start using Bane more often because it's amazing. I think we drop Create Water for Command Halt. But other than that, I think we're good. But for her, I think I want... Heavily Armored. Because she has jack shit dexterity. She has 9 dexterity, so we really want heavy armor on her. And that puts her up to 16 strength as well. So we go Heavily Armored. Strength +1, heavy armor proficiency, great. And she doesn't have heavy armor proficiency because she's a trickery domain cleric. Now she does. So that's fine. That works out well. Then we go to Lizelle. I'm tempted to a Great Weapon Master. Having said that, I could also get her up to 20 strength, which would be nice. Or even alternatively... At 18 strength, so +4 on her strength, and then an extra +1 on her armor class. That's pretty tempting, to be honest, but let's see what else we can have. Defensive Duelist, I don't care. Dual Wielder. Great Weapon Master is definitely a possibility. Like, the amount of damage you can do with Great Weapon Master is kind of ridiculous. Martial Adept, I could get her Rally, so she has all of the Battle Master skills, that's a possibility. More health, that will put her to, what, 40... 44 health. And then Weapon Master is irrelevant because she's a fighter. Honestly, I think I'm going to leave it at this. I'm going to bump her dexterity up by 1, so that puts her to a +2 on her armor class, and she's at +4 on her strength attacks now, so that's probably pretty good. Interesting me not taking feats. I usually always take feats. And as far as Asterion, you definitely want a feat because... Oh, interesting. Interesting, you can't take heavily armored if you don't have medium armor proficiency. I was unaware of that. Dual Wielder, right? You can use 2 weapons fighting even if your weapons aren't light. That's what I want. Dual Wielder, done. Also, you get a bonus to a +1 armor class while wielding a weapon. Yeah, that's useful. So, if we go to Asterion now, he can wield... that rapier in the first hand now. So he can do a rapier and a dagger. In fact, he can do whatever he wants in his second hand. I can actually do rapier and short sword. In fact, rapier and rapier if I've got another one. He can dual wield rapiers. Go rapier short sword for now. That's cool. She has a great sword, just 17 AC, which is useful. 17 AC without a shield is pretty damn good. And she has 18 strength, which means her damage is doing 2d6 plus 5. I gave her heavy armor proficiency, right? So she should be able to wear heavy armor if I've got any. I don't. I think I sold my heavy armor, unfortunately. But if I find any heavy armor, it's available for her. That's my plan for the future. So I think we're good. That's probably going to be the end of this episode. What I am going to do, though, which is going to make this episode rather insanely long, but I'm actually going to read through all the books we have, and then after I've done that, I can sort them all into a bag, so I know the ones I've read are the ones in the bag. So if you're not interested in any of these, don't worry about it, but I'm going to go through and read all of them now. Firstly, Secret Societies of the Sword Coast, Exposed. Read, this sensational tome, embossed with elaborate filigree, has all the pomp and weight of a religious text. Harper's, the most well-known of the Sword Coast cabals, perhaps, but certainly not benign in its shrouded doings. My sources claim that those belonging to this mysterious faction abhor power, but if that is so, why do they not expose the revelation of their inquiries for the public good? Why indeed, because knowledge is power, and the Harpers intend to keep both for themselves. Shadow Druids. Weigh the life of a man against that of a sapling oak. Which do you value more highly? Ask a Shadow Druid the self-same question, and be shocked by their answer. This dangerous group utterly disregards intelligent life in favour of the life of plants and insects. Their perversion of the natural order leads them to plan and execute plots so dastardly that the mere description of one would leave you glancing sideways at your begonias. The Order of Clud. The least known and accordingly most dangerous of the secret societies I have researched is the Order of Clud. My sources tell me this shadowy conspiracy of murderers, mutilators, and tyrants regularly meet to plan the demise of any number of innocent citizens of our fair land. What's more, they like it. Dark Justicars. I shudder even to inscribe their name upon the purity of this page. I shall leave it at this. They worship Shah. Hey. Interesting that he finds that so ridiculous. Next we have Shanties of the Bitch Queen, which I think we actually read in the first episode, but... And we all row with the spray upon our necks, and we all row with the spray upon our backs, and we all row with the sea beneath our feet, and the bitch queen stays the storm. Wave mother, lash to the prow. Wave mother, we ask to sail your skirt. I'm obviously singing this in the wrong timbre. If you allow, wave mother, sink us if you will. Wave mother, our skulls are yours, with brine and sand to fill. Yeah, there's obviously a cadence I'm missing here. Souls away and anchors still, the wind won't move without the bitch queen's will. We'll wait gladly years and days till the bitch queen brings the waves. Hey ho, she told us so. Hey ho, she told us so. When they do this in books, they should put, like, the tempo of the song. That would make it so much easier for me to sing them. Nevertheless, moving on. We have the Unclaimed. In life, her service had been impeccable. Daily did she devote herself to the Lady of Loss. Daily did she free herself from the tyranny of memory. We've already read this, but I'm going to go through it again. All in time was lost to her. Her relations, her preferences, even her own name. Upon the altar of her devotion placed... altar of her devotion placed she the ultimate offering, her emptied mind. And when she awoke in death and found herself standing in the pale and faded city of judgment, she waited for the Lady of Loss to retrieve her. A million souls and more passed her in colourless gusts, but no hand materialised in her own. No voice whispered instruction in her ear, no guidance proffered itself from the bleachers and barren sky. Time, immaterial time, passed around her like air, coming and going, and still the goddess did not come for her devotee. Kelemvor pitied her as much as the Lord of the Dead is able, but could not intervene. This cleric of the Lady of Lost, unclaimed despite her worthiness, might yet have one more lesson to learn, that not of forgetting, but being forgotten. That's a weird sentence to read. Journey through the jungle, we read this one too. The sun had just fallen below the horizon when I first heard its call, 1,000 reed pipes at once, whistling a single beautiful, terrible song. Ulu Talonk, said Jaw. It's coming. Jaw dropped her pack and scurried up the nearest biter. With a bit more effort, I climbed a tree of my own, and the two of us surveyed the grassy ground beneath. Aroo! There it was again, above and beneath and all around, so close that my skull vibrated from the sound. The ferns and foliage under me rippled and swayed. Jaw held a finger to her lips to demand my silence, and in one motion, it snatched her. A vine? A tentacle? It hardly mattered. The hunter had found its prey. Jaw's screams swelled, then faded as Ulu Talong dragged her away. I leapt down to give chase, but the creature left no mark behind. The grasses were untrampled, the shrubs unbroken. I had only memory of that harrowing call to guide me. Interesting. On Death and Resurrection. An excerpt from the ongoing metatext Rebound of Isofa Elgin, a scholar excommunicated from the Church of Denier for her heretical efforts to reconstruct the metatext, her god's annals of lost and hidden knowledge. Of what value a life? Far too esoteric a topic to warrant any serious critical consideration between these pages, surely. Or so it would seem at first glance. But once we push aside the mysticism and dewy-eyed sentiment so often clouding our judgment, our assessment, it is clear that across all the spinning planes, each and every life does indeed have a quantifiable value. It is simply that not all are equally valuable. Consider, we already know that the destruction of our material form is not the end. If anything, our souls are more free after death, transcending planar barriers in search of a resting place that best befits our deeds, beliefs, and station in life. But even this assessment is subject to market forces. Lord Kalimvor weighing our souls against how thoroughly we have given them over to other gods, empowering them in turn. There is, of course, an alternate route. Not the end of the path, but the chance to retread it. Clerics across the realms will the power to return to life to any soul deemed worthy or willing enough. It is strange, then, that there is so frequently intersect with those deemed wealthy enough, for the components of such a spell are beyond the means of most mortals. Indeed, I think there's quite a few resurrection spells that require copious amount of diamonds. I've interviewed those who have made such a return, and in truth, they have found them to be both most dull and unimaginative sort that I could possibly imagine what it is they were so eager to return to. If a true assessment of the journey is to be made, then there is simply no replacement for embarking upon it oneself. Perhaps one day this great volume of learning will make me worthy enough to walk that path, and wealthy enough to return. Interesting. The dying come back to life just to see what it's like. Oral Histories of Faerun, the Spell Plague. That's going to be interesting. This book is comprised of several chapters, one for each cited source. It claims to contain first-hand transcripts of the oral histories of several storytellers throughout the realm. Chapter 25. Cornelius and Tormelius Worthywart, halflings encountered on the Golden Road south of Inalith. I met the brothers, or rather, they found me, in the lower pass through the Fireshar Mountains. They had encountered the trial of golden discs along the path, and had resolved to gather and return them to whatever fool had more coin than common sense. It was to our mutual embarrassment, then, that I removed my cloak to reveal my patchwork yellow hide. It was molting season, I explained, and a traveller on the road had not the luxury to shed their scales in private, as would be proper. I suspect they knew too little of Dragonborn to be appropriately disgusted, and instead invited me to sup with them. Over a roadside fire, I learned of the purpose behind their journey. Interesting. Apparently Dragonborn molt, and it is something to be embarrassed about. Cornelius. Lurien, my lad. Our ancestral home, it was lost during the spell plague. Weren't nothing lost, Con. It's not Nan's lucky Nash's, is it? It sank. Wasn't it there when the blue fire took it? Sure what do you remember? You were knee-high to a gnome. I remember you crying. Maybe it was that sank the ship. Maybe it was that sank the place. Going back to finish the job. Watch that lip list a fatnet. Only a fool speaks ill of his homeland. Their brows were bristling dangerously, and so I diverted hostilities by speaking of my own people's ancestral home, the blighted world of Abir, and the 1,000-year tyranny of dragons we lived under, until the blue fire of the spell plague brought us to this world. Right, another potato? Interesting. So, I was going to go into the lore of the spell plague, but honestly, one, I wouldn't do it justice, and two, it will take like an hour, so I'm not going to go into it. But essentially, there's, you know what, Fall of the Gods. Let's talk about it that way. Book of the Dead Gods.
This book is far lighter than it should be, with such a massive log.
Intriguing. Search for an arcane rune to sabotage. That's a hard roll. That I critically failed.
The tome does not take kindly to your tampering. A feeling like pins and needles lingers under your skin, pricking and prodding.
I'm gonna leave. So let's mark that book, shall we? Book of the Dead Gods. I'm gonna take this to Gale because he's a wizard, so he might be able to break that arcane lock. Chapel records. We already read this too, just people drowning. This was in the chapel we found at the start. Perfumed letter we already read. He was talking about meeting up with his loved one under the bridge. Harper's notes I think we read as well. A tattered collection of reports held together with a moon and harp seal. There was frequent mention of sacrilegious activity among the local Selûnite sect. Harper's map, we read that too. Marks of cash. Stumped handbill. Read. A tattered, well-handled bill posted to recruit adventurers. This is... Oh, interesting. I don't think we... Did we actually read this? We got this off the mercenary party. A scuffed handbill stamped with extravagant seal boldly proclaims, adventurers wanted for perilous and profitable quest. Master Lorcan, the arcanist of Athkathala, the recluse of Ramothin's tower, seeks brave and enterprising individuals to delve treacherous temple and recover storied artifact, the Night Song, for preservation in Baldur's Gate. Only stout of heart and keen of mind need apply, fame, glory, and incredible fortune assured. Cool. Flora and the Dale Lands. You flick through meticulously illustrated pages listing plants, their uses, and how best to harvest them. The book is in immaculate condition, obviously well cared for, but on one page you find a hastily scribbled note in the margins of an entry. Kellamfall's Kiss, a briar that grows in the darkest forests of Shadowdale. Its thorn secretes a poison that can kill in hours. Strong victims have lasted up to 2 days. Although deadly, this poison is shunned by one as its effects are painless. Interesting. That was clearly what they had with me. To treat, boil bundle of mugwort in cauldron of Theric, blessed by Sylvanus. Consume at once, hope for his mercy. Interesting, so this book would have told me how to create the potion to save myself, had I not killed and stolen the potion off the woman who poisoned us. Cool to know that exists. Hastily written note. My dearest Nettie, I entrusted you with a circlet to open the library. We already read this. This is Halsin's note to his disciple. Druid notebook. There is an ancient notebook whose ink is faded and pages are starting to crumble. It's not easy, but some words can still be made out. How do you describe events like these? An accident? A tragedy? The cruelest of fate? It does not matter. Isabel is just as dead. I can't remember what happened with any clarity. We were negotiating. I led the druids. Words grew heated. Through the first punch, it was mayhem. Stared at me, my glaive's blade buried in her stomach and shock in her eyes. I can't believe she wanted to hurt me. It was pure instinct, the heart of combat. Washed the blood from my hands. My glaive was still there, coated in her blood, but something else felt different. There's a sickness in the blade. It seems cursed, but by whom? Selûne herself? It is locked away now. I do not trust its power in the wrong hands, and I never wanted to see it again. Interesting. Cursed glaive, huh? It's from a Druid notebook. Halsin's Journal, Volume 1. I think we already read this. Extraordinary happenings. While meditating in the forest, Nettie and I were ambushed by a pack of goblins led by a drow. We had no choice but to defend ourselves. But that is not the extraordinary or rather disturbing part. On the drow's death, a parasitic creature emerged from the corpse and attempted to escape. I managed to capture it, and we have the host cadaver here in my study. I've told no one of my fears. Nettie suspects, but knows better than to ask. I'll investigate further before informing the others. Korga will demand answers I don't yet have. I had better record any further findings in a separate volume and keep them upon my person, lest prying eyes jump to the wrong conclusions. Another Druid note. The Emerald Enclave won't send help, even if I asked. This land is wounded and the rot is deep, but it's deep everywhere. I can't wait for help to come, but perhaps I don't need to face the darkness alone. Historic Scroll. In Ketheric, I see my errors made manifest. He did not fall, he was pushed. His grief was twisted by shadow, but none could deny my hand gave that grief shape. Interesting. Confession, effectively. A long list of owlbear sightings in the region, separated by date. The last entry written 10 days ago says cub. The word is underlined several times. Notes of the drow parasite. Notes written by Halson on the dead drow's parasite. Interesting. Anatomical sketches of both a drow and a nilithid tadpole are accompanied by notes written in urgent scribble. The parasite was nested deep in the brain matter. Illithid? Undoubtedly. Yet the host seemed unaware while alive. No visible signs of ceremorphosis on the cadaver. Most strange. Final note is a single underlined word. Altered. Goblin's drawings. Drawn in thick charcoal lines upon an animal skin, this childlike portrait depicts 3 stick figures, a goblin with a sparks in his hand, a humanoid figure, and what seems to be an elf. Each of them is wearing a simple crown. Half-torn note. Marks crisscrossed on the page don't look scribbled so much as slashed. Korga, swamp dogs, tree, meet me alone, Olodon. Swamp dogs, huh? Interesting. I think I know where that is. I think that's where the woodwords were. Feldorn's Canticle, the Shadow Druid's Doctrine. The book spine is limber from overuse. The corner of the page. This was from Korga as well, I think. Balance is a myth. Where any clan treads, nature struggles. Unity is a fiction. Men of mere flesh seek only to tame beasts and raise flora. We are the thunder and we are the rain. We shatter mankind and grow new life in its place. Manifesto. Selenite prayer sheet. Interesting. Prayer dedicated to Selûne, imploring all to accept the maiden's blessing and share in her bounty. The Genesis of Selûne and Shar. This one's going to be interesting. Apparently not. The dusty volume that speaks of the conflict between the sibling goddesses Selûne and Shar after Selûne ignited the sun and brought life-sustaining light and warmth to the universe. The war between Selûne and Shar. Interesting. An ancient tome detailing how Selûne came into being along with her sister Shar, the silver radiant Selûne and the dark alluring Shar, complementing each other and brought the orderly distinction between light and dark in the universe. Apothecary's Ledger. The ledger is filled with cultivation instructions for a range of medicinal plants. One entry is underlined. Deliver specially requested plants to the cellar. Keep away from prying eyes. Interesting. Search the cellar. I should read through all these as well. What does this mean? This little symbol, I wonder. Find the cellar. You found an apothecary's ledger. It mentions some rare plants stored in the cellar. Could be worth finding. I think I know where that is. Nevertheless, moving on. Barkas's log. Locations of interest: Elfsong Tavern, Blushing Mermaid, Moonhaven Ruins, Underdark. Walbrun, likely taken by force, interview unsavory elements, known and unknown. I will find him. Dear Walbrun's mother, her name. I write to inquire, I write to inform, I write in relation to flames, two flames, in the 34-5, blah blah blah. That was a weird thing that we got from the Deep Gnome. Rancid note. That Slobbertropped Druid, we already read this. We read this just earlier in the same episode, so I'm not going to read it again. Letter from Marina. Dear Joel and Demir, we read this either this episode, last episode, I think we read that. Letter from M, that was from another hag in her coven, I think. And then loving note. Take a breather, lovelies, and have a bite to eat on me, Auntie E. Interesting. Good to know. So we read them all, and now I can put them in the backpack, is my plan. If I can, I guess I have to open the backpack to do this. Which is kind of a pain in the ass, but whatever. I guess I'll do it in order, because why not? But that's going to be it for this episode, so if you like the video, please leave a like. If you're not subscribed, please consider subscribing. And as always, thank you for watching, and I shall see you next time, where we're going to continue into this goblin camp, and see if we can rescue this Halson druid. Because apparently, he has more information about these mind parasites than literally anyone I've talked to so far. The hag seemed to know a fair amount, the difference being that the hag was seemingly scared of it, which is interesting, because Green Hag is relatively powerful as far as monsters go. But we're going to see if we can find this Halson fellow next time. I'm going relatively slow here because it's kind of a pain. Cool. Backpack acquired. But that's going to be it. See you next time, guys.